Give it up for Travis, everybody.
Yep. Travis
keeping us all on the level.
Travis is hot as thorough as.
He's a thoroughbred.
I am definitely one of those, not both of those.
All three. Can we start? Can we do this?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can start.
I'm ready.
Do you want me to do all the intro stuff since I'm DM tonight? You know what? I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Try and stop me. Welcome everybody to another night of DadBodDnd, where tonight we're going to be playing a one-shot called Be Goblins. Before we get to that, though, we should do the usual shit that we normally do. We need to first of all thank our super awesome, fucking cool sponsors, Skull Splitter Dice. They make some bomb-ass dice. You guys want to show off your fucking dice for a second for me? What you working with there, Bob? What kind of dice is that? Is that the Warlock dice?
Nope. I have the Dwarven Forged Icy Blue.
Dwarven Forged Icy Blue, solid as fuck, sturdy.
I mean, listen, hold on, guys. It's going to be a little loud.
Listen at the heft. Listen at the heft behind that. Chris, you're rocking the Warlock dice tonight?
Yeah, I got the Warlock. They're black and purple.
I like the purple.
Warlocky, as Warlocks are.
Warlocky, yeah. And here's my roll. I rolled an 8.
It sounded a little flaccid. I'm going to be honest with you. Better, a little turgid.
That was a good guzzle out of there.
That's like half-mast.
We're almost there.
But anyway, they're all super awesome people. If you're watching on your computer, if you scroll down just slightly, there's a link. You can go to their website. You can use our code. You can order yourself some bomb-ass dice that all your friends are going to be super jealous of. And it's kind of cool if you put in our code. We'd appreciate that.
DadBod.
DadBod.
All one word.
DadBod, all ran together. DadBodD. We are lots of places. We are taking over the interwebs. We have a Discord. Link is below. We have merchandise. Link is below. We have a Twitter. It's down there. It's all down there. Just look below. We are everywhere that good podcasts can be found.
And bad ones.
I'm confident that it's only where the good ones are. But we're here on Thursday nights and Friday nights, live on Twitch. We have a YouTube. And just type in DadBodDnd into your Google Webs, Bing. All the kids are using Bing nowadays. So I'm sure that we pop up right. If you type in DadBodDnd, we're right there. So get your fix however you want it. Freebase that shit.
I will say we got a heavy upload schedule on the YouTube and podcast side of things. We got character highlights are coming out for our Tomb of Annihilation. This week was Binks's highlight, so you could check that out. They were super fun to make. Good time kind of reliving all of those things. Vinny's was last week. Victims is next week. Then we'll follow with Willow. And yeah, so you can check those out. We got some Session Zeros coming out for our Waterdeep stuff. That'll come out next week. Look for those coming.
We are back with another one of those block rockin' beats every day, it seems like, right now. Very busy posting schedule. Anybody have anything else they'd like to contribute before we get into the Gerblin fun?
Nope, I don't think so.
We be Gerblins.
We be Gerblins, and I'm drinking wine to class this shit up. You know, if you're gonna play goblins, okay. So background information. Number one, this is a Pathfinder module. It can be found on Paizo's website, and it is 100% free. You just have to give them your email address or Travis's email address, and you get this free, awesome one-shot module. It's not that hard. This was very much a thought experiment for me. I've never reskinned a module from something else onto another system, so this was kind of a wonder how hard this is to do. I found it to be very freaking simple, especially if you're a DM that can kind of roll with things and kind of make it up as you go. So take the base story, slap some paint on it, a little bit of duct tape. So let's begin. So you all are the goblins of the Licktoad tribe. You live deep in the Goblin Marsh, which is northwest of the hated man town called Red Spring, in the continent of, or the country of Cormier. which is, I think, the farthest east any of us have ever played on Faerun. Usually kind of hug the coast. We're going straight east from like Waterdeep into the country of Cormyr. So we live northwest of the hated town of Red Spring. Other goblins tried to burn Red Spring down, and they would have been legends if they had succeeded, but they didn't bring enough fire, and they were all killed and hung up outside the walls. Yesterday, your tribe discovered that one of your own had been using forbidden arts and was engaged in one of the greatest of taboos, writing things down. In fact, rumor holds that what he was writing was a history of your tribe. There's no swifter way to bring about bad luck than stealing the words out of your mind by writing them down. And so your tribe had no choice. You branded the goblin's face with letters to punish him, which is why everyone now calls him Scribbleface. You then ran him out of town, took all of his stuff, and burned down the hut. So that's where things get interesting. Because before you all burned down his hut, Chief Gutwad, the leader of the Licktoad tribe, found a weird box within the building. Inside was a map and a shit ton of fireworks. Fireworks that immediately came to use in burning that very hut down. Then this morning, Gutwad announced that tonight there would be a feast in order to drive out any lingering bad luck from Scribbleface's poor decisions. But perhaps even more exciting, all of you have been secretly invited to meet with at Chief Gutwad's moot house. Why would the chief want to speak to you? It can only mean that he's got an important mission for all of you. One that the other goblins of the tribe just couldn't pull off. This could be your chance to go down in Licktoad history. Let's take a moment. We'll start the scene. You guys are in front of the moot house. You are waiting for the doors of the moot house to open. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and kind of tell me how... Obviously, you're all from the same tribe. You all know each other. How do you get along with each other, if you do at all?
I can start. So my character is Crystal, the 59-year-old witch doctor that she gets along with everybody. She's kind of the healer of the tribe. You know, she performs all of the witch doctor needs on everybody, and she's kind of like the mother, because you know, goblins living to 60 is pretty unheard of, and she's pushing it at 58. So she's elderly in goblin terms.
You think all the other goblins kind of like you?
She likes to think so.
Okay.
Whether it be true or not, it doesn't matter. They always bring her like little treats for healing her.
Seems a fair trade.
I'll jump in. I'm playing Gulp, a slightly younger goblin. He's about 40 years old, so you know, past adolescence. He is the Licktoad basket weaver. He's always got a big spool of like dried vines on his back that he just kind of feeds into his weaving of baskets. I'm pretty well known for my baskets. They're top notch, good quality. I work hard at my craft. I try to make the best baskets ever. My workshop is like my holy grounds. That's where I don't let people in. I don't like people touching my stuff in there. It's pristine. I'm horribly jealous of anyone that kind of outshined my handiwork. And even though Crystal isn't a basket weaver, but because she's good at what she does, I kind of have a little grudge against her, a little resentment. So yeah, that's Gulp.
Okay, nice. Travis.
I'm playing Barks, B-A-R-X, you know, like a dog would bark. And I'm a fighter, and I don't have a deep care for anybody, but I'm not going to go out of my way to hurt them. I just like to fight stuff.
Okay.
Love it.
Nice and easy.
Have you been in a lot of battle, or are you kind of more just the town protector and you haven't really had a chance to experience combat yet?
I've gone out and fought some Wolverines and stuff, but that's about it.
Okay, awesome. Wolverines might be a little too large. Some toads.
Okay. They were just little bear cubs, but we won't talk about that.
Okay.
Fucking murderer.
Kylie.
And I'm Jaina, and I really don't do anything. I just lay around in the hot mud baths and like let everybody else do all the stuff for us. And I'm just along because I can tell people what to do, but that's about it.
So Jaina, if you had to describe yourself like as a class, what do you do?
I don't do a lot, but when people make me mad, I get really mad.
Okay, so Kylie, what is your character's class?
Barbarian.
Okay. What exactly is it that you do here?
Oh, you wanted me to say it. I'm a barbarian.
My name's Tracy, and I just love drinking. My favorite drink is Cosmo.
So, Barks, Gulp, Crystal, and Jaina, as I said, you are all sitting outside of the moot house. The door is closed. You have never been inside of the moot house. Chief Gutwad does come out. He's carried on his teeter-tot throne around the city by a couple goblins on some poles and stuff. Coincidentally, no one has ever seen Chief Gutwad off of the chair. Okay, it's like a 6 foot tall, human-looking or 6 foot tall kind of throne, made out of wood that's been carved, like out of a single tree trunk. It's very heavy, and the poor goblins who are holding this thing, I mean, along with the fact that Chief Gutwad himself is kind of corpulent, he's a beefy kind of goblin. It's a struggle. So as you're sitting around, you know each other. What's everybody talking about?
Well, as the most qualified of the 4 in this room, I will be the one talking. I just want to make that clear amongst the rest of you.
No.
Well, you're a little out of your element here. This is more my arena.
I'll speak for myself. Thank you.
Well, I guess we'll see.
No.
Well, just hold on, okay? We're all
Who are
here.
you to talk? Who are you to talk?
Well,
You're so old.
well, us old people know a thing or two, but we're all here to help.
Just go to your grave, okay?
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm just gonna shut up.
Just hurry up and die.
Wow.
So as there's an awkward silence following the just hurry up and die already, the door to the moot house opens and out steps a tall for a goblin and kind of lanky middle-aged goblin. By middle-aged, we're talking 30s. You know, Crystal is very elderly for a goblin. In fact, people have maybe rumored that her witch doctory ways have unnaturally preserved her life. But you see this tall, lanky, middle-aged goblin open the door and walk out. You know him as Slob. He is the servant and vizier, I guess would be the right word, of Chief Gutwad. So as the door opens, he says, "It's you guys. Chief Gutwad would like you to come in, and he wants to talk to you." So
he would be happy to come in.
So as he opens the door and gives as polite of a gesture, you can sense that maybe he's not used to other people being close to Chief Gutwad. Maybe you're infringing on his territory a little bit.
I'll go first.
As you try and go first, he tries to trip you. So can you roll a dexterity save for me, please?
Please fall, please.
With a 4, I'm imagining that like you're pushing everybody out of the way to get to the front, and Slorb sticks out his foot. You catch it and you fall face first.
I'm gonna walk up there and help her. Be like,
I'm gonna step over her on my way in.
I will help
it's
Crystal
okay.
help her up.
It's okay,
Ew,
dear.
why are you touching me?
I'm
That
gonna
was
let
me
go.
dancing, okay?
I'm just gonna let go and walk
Dear,
on.
dear, it's okay.
Don't touch me.
We all fall, but it's how we get back up that
I
defines
said I
us.
was dancing, okay?
That's a pretty good dance move, I guess.
No, that was pretty terrible, actually.
So, as you come into the room, Slorb closes the door behind you. You guys have never seen the inside of the Chief's Moot House, and it is like a museum of all awesome things Goblin. Number one, it's the biggest house in the entire village by 3 times. It's still a hut, like it's just a circle made out of sticks with some reeds and branches thrown on top and a thatch roof. But it's so vast, and it's a giant circle. And lining the walls are trophies, stolen weapons, human weapons, shiny little baubles, some kids' toys, brine pickled bodies of house cats and dogs that the goblins have slaughtered outside of Red Spring. You know, the mighty slain foes of the goblins. And as you look at the middle of the room, his mighty girthiness, Chief Rind Waddle Gutwad is his full name, is you catch him right as he's like scurrying up the edge of the chair. As I said, it's 6 feet tall, so this was kind of an ordeal for him. And he kind of rights himself and kind of brushes off, hoping that nobody saw him struggling to get into his chair.
As I'm looking around, I'm gonna see that there's not a basket made by Go Up Here, so I'm gonna start quickly weaving a basket, and then once I'm done, I'm gonna go set it by one of the pickled bodies.
Okay. Chief Gutwad's kind of give you a look, and
So I'm just weaving even faster.
Slorb is going to come to the front of the chair, and he's going to say, "As you know, this is our revered Chief Gutwald. You should sit on the floor. It's a great honor." And you do see that there's a little spot in the dirt for you guys to sit down.
Oh, I would, dear, but I just can't. Sometimes I can't get back up again.
Slorb is going to look at you with, like, disgusted, like, stink eye. You know, like...
Oh, my God.
You'd be like, "You're welcome to stand if you want to. Though I find it highly disrespectful to his girthiness, Chief Gutwaddle. Chief Gutwad. Sorry."
I'm just gonna sit down.
What does he look like? Like, does he look clean or is he dirty?
Chief Gutwad is girthy. He is a very fat. He's a very fat goblin. He has a little bit of like a soul patch that's kind of grown into a little bit of a goatee, just out of this one little spot under his bottom lip. He has like a grayish green kind of skin tone. He's not what you would call handsome. He is about 23 or 24 years old, and he inherited the chiefdom from his father. He is dressed in some clothing that appears to be made from some old human clothes that were of rich colors. So he is wearing colors that are regal among humans, maroons, and things that have difficult dyes to come by. So it's very clear, considering how you guys are dressed, that wherever these clothes came from that have been stitched together for him crudely, the fabric is much nicer than you guys normally wear. He has some human rings that are too big for his hands, that he has tied a piece of string to his wrist on, so if the ring falls off, he doesn't lose it. And he has a pair of human spectacles on his face that are cracked, probably not his prescription. So as you guys are sitting in the dirt, Slorb says, "And now his girthiness Chief Gutwad will address you. You all be heroes. Each of you be heroes." And he points to every one of you. "You are best lit toads, except for saving me. And maybe but for Slorb." At this, Slorb gives him a big smile as he turns around and looks at the throne. "That you aren't fleeing in terror from the sound of my terrible voice speaks to your statures. Yet soon, all Licto goblins will know your might, for I have picked you for a dangerous mission. You know about fireworks and map we found in that trash Scribbleface's house, yes?"
Yes, we have heard. Yes, we thought they were rumors, but yes, we have heard.
It's true. We find map. We find fireworks. Fireworks were fun. And at this point, he's going to pull out a firework, and there's a candle across the room. And this is a Cormian candle. He's going to light it, and he's going to try and aim it, and try and light the candle. It shoots 4, brightly colored fireballs out of it, kind of like a Roman candle, and all 4 of them miss. And he's going to throw it up against the wall. It's going to knock over a couple of the jars with the brined human pets in it, and one of them's going to break. Slorb is going to kind of groan at that because he knows he's going to have to clean it up. Fireworks were fun. Map was more fun. It shows a route to a place near coast where Scribbleface found fireworks. And it says there are more fireworks there. I want them for Lictones. You all go get them tomorrow. Tonight we have big bonfire, burn away all the bad luck. And to have fun, play games, do dares, prove our worth. Tomorrow you fetch me fireworks. If you meet men, you make them dead. You meet animals, you make them dead. If you meet horses, you make them dead. If you meet lots of legs, eat goblin babies mini, maybe you should run. And if you not find fireworks, you not come back, or we feed you to Squealy Nord. You agree?
Yes, it's pretty clear.
I mean, what's in it for me?
And not make myself clear? You want stay in village, right?
Isn't there anything more in it for me? Nobody would get rid of me. I'm me.
Slob, when was last time Squealy Nord ate? Slob's gonna say, it's been about a week now. He's probably pretty hungry. As you all know, since you live in the village, Squealy Nord is a ferocious warthog that they have tied up in a pen. And they feed him dead goblins.
Well, I mean, I guess I'll be like a hero or something, so I suppose I'll do it.
I did not need your acceptance. Okay, I'm done. Slorb, send him away. Start the feast. So Slorb's going to, with pleasure, your girthiness. And he's going to get up and just start pushing you guys out, like, as fast as he can outside of the hut. And the door closes. So you guys have about 2 hours before the festivities start. We're going to have, there's going to be a big feast in your honor and a chance for all of the bad luck brought by Scribbleface in his terrible writings to be washed away before you go on this epic journey a full mile away from your camp. So you've got an hour or two. Is there anything that you would like to know? Anything you'd like to do as you prepare for this task that you've been given?
I think this is going to be Crystal's last hurrah, and she wants to go down as a hero. So she's going to kind of just pack up her stuff, maybe make some nice notes for some of her relatives in that sweet ass calligraphy that old people do. No, she doesn't. She
Practice.
doesn't know notes. But she just leaves like trinkets and stuff out, various symbols on them and stuff.
Okay. What's everybody else doing?
I'm just waiting. I've got my sword and my shield. I'm ready to go whenever. I got nothing. I don't have things. I just like to kill things.
That's a good mentality, Barks. I imagine you'll be at the front in front of all of us.
I'll be wherever. We'll see.
Yeah.
And I'm going to start weaving kind of a chest plate out of the vines that I have, just in kind of this crude piece of armor that I'm going to fit to myself, and just have the time to have a couple like shoulder pads, shoulder pieces, and this chest and back piece. So I'm just going to take some time and weave that up.
Okay. This would be a good opportunity for us, and I was trying to... What is Jaina doing in the meantime? What is she doing to prepare for the journey?
I'm totally gonna go, sit in my mud bath, relax, kind of depend on everybody else to get everything else ready.
Okay.
You would.
So, since you guys live, this is where you live, this whole journey takes place around where you live, I figured that you all have some kind of knowledge of this stuff. And so what I would like everyone to do is roll me a history check, and let's see just how much you guys know about the world around you.
First official roll. First official roll.
19.
Oh!
18?
Did you crit?
Yeah, natural 20.
Natural 20.
Plus 1.
They rolled the dice. They
not
rolled the
joking.
dice for you.
I got a 19, my friend.
All right.
It's skull
Look at
splitter,
those
man.
skull splitter dice.
14,
All right.
15, 19, 20.
So, Crystal, the Goblin Marsh, where you live. The marsh is a great place, a great bounty, with lots of places to hide and lots of delicious things to eat, like slugs and clams and snails. Some of those things are kind of poisonous, though, so be careful about what you go around eating. One of the best things about the marsh is that the humans don't normally come into it. They're afraid of all the monsters, which are a concern, but if you know about them before they find out about you, running is always an option. Among the dangers you can expect to find in this portion of the Goblin Marsh that you'll be heading through are wild dogs, giant bugs, giant snakes, and giant frogs. And lots of legs eat goblin babies many. And maybe Vorka. Gulp.
Yeah.
Lots of legs eat goblin babies mini. We're just going to call her Lots of Legs from here on out. You've heard rumors about this terrible monster somewhere just outside of the village that likes to sneak in the middle of the night and steal goblin babies. Barks, you've been awoken to the sound of goblin mothers screaming at times and saying that they saw a monster steal their baby. But you've never found any actual, tracks or anything like that up to this point. By the name Lots of Legs, and the way that these people who say they've seen it have described it, is it's a giant bug, and that they live somewhere between the Licktoad village and the coast. Or not the coast, near the river's edge. Apologies. Scribbleface's map. Jaina, hanging out in the mud pits. You happen to be hanging out one day with one of the more richer members of the tribe's wife, Slurp. Okay? She told you all about the map because her husband was very involved in the whole shaming and making sure that Scribbleface knew that he had done wrong. The map is relatively simple. It shows little more than the village and an old shipwreck on the coast, or up the river, that supposedly contains the fireworks. There's a creek, an offshoot of the river, that runs between your village and the river's mouth where the ship is. And you know that if you just follow the creek, you should have a fairly straight path to the shipwreck. It shouldn't take you, it's about a mile trip. It should not take you very long. And lastly, Vorka. Crystal, you are old enough to know the name Vorka. Vorka is one of the greatest terrors of the swamp and of the Licktoad goblins. She used to be one of you until she was cast out for being a cannibal. When goblins go into the Goblin Marsh and they don't come back, it can be credited to Lots of Legs or Vorka. At least that's what the rest of the Licktoads think. The time passes. I'll say you probably ask around people and kind of gather as much information as you can. That's how you get all this info that you have. As the sun starts to go down, a big bonfire is built pretty near Chief Gutwad's moot house, and there's lots of celebration going on. There are slugs to eat, there are pigs to roast, there are cats to fry, and there is a very strong ale made from swamp algae that is a particular delicacy among the Licktoad tribe. So as you come to the party, the four of you, the rest of the tribe has gathered, and they all cheer you as you come, and they're very happy to see you. And people start patting you on the back and saying, "You're gonna bring back fireworks?" A little kid runs up to Barks, and he's like, "Mister, can I be like you when I grow up?" And
yeah, of course you can.
so as as you get settled in, what's everybody doing at the party?
So during the approach into here, I'll be doing like some curtsies and some bows and kind of, accepting all the pats on the back that I can. And then is there like, are there seats for us somewhere, or is it just find a spot around the fire?
The only person who is allowed to have a seat is Chief Gutwood, and it's the Teeter Throne.
Okay.
So there are plenty of you can pull yourself up a nice warm piece of ground.
All right, I'll pick an empty spot as close to Chief Gutwad as I can.
Chief Gutwad is not here yet.
Oh, well, it's close to his throne then,
The throne is not here yet.
or wherever his spot would be.
Okay. All right. There is a spot that's kind of corralled off. There's some rope, like some tapestry. What do you call tiebacks? Tapestry tiebacks or curtain tiebacks that have clearly been plundered from somebody's house, a human's house, and they've been using those to tie off this area pretty near the bonfire and especially near to the feasting table.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'll get as close as I can.
I'm just gonna walk towards the food table and grab some grub, and all the time looking out for any animals and things like horses that we're supposed to kill.
So you have an eye out for horses. Just to get the perspective, goblins are only like 3 feet tall. So a horse would be a practical giant. So I'm imagining you're looking up in the sky, like
I'm just trying to look around because he said we're supposed to kill anything we come across. I'm just already on the prowl looking for whatever it is, whatever we can see. That's not
Okay. All right, ready and prepared.
Yeah, that would include horses and looking up. So
I'm gonna be walking around just tending to the little goblins and administering little like salves to people and making sure they don't drink too much, being the matronly one of the group.
All right. So yeah, you're walking around, and man, all the little kids like just come running for you, and they kind of crowd you a little bit. I imagine you've got what resembles treats among the equivalent of goblin werthers, whether it be like snails, I guess. I don't know. Snails still in the shell. And the goblins are very excited. The baby goblins are very excited for that. Jaina, what are you doing?
I'm talking to the boy goblins, and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, you. I would like your coat, please. Not these boys. Boys in the group.
no, I'm just asking though. Would you be anywhere near where I am?
Probably. We all came in together, right?
Could have split up if you wanted.
No, okay. I'll be close to where you are.
Then I'm gonna look at the people that she's talking to and just be like, "Watch out for her. She's got a mouth and an attitude. Watch out for her."
One of the goblins who appears to be very kind of doe-eyed about Jaina is gonna be like, "You're needing coat. I have coat. Here, taking my coat."
And I'm gonna I was gonna take the coat and fluff it out, put it on the ground, sit on it, and now you can go get me some food.
As you say that, that goblin makes a point of pushing the face of another one to try and run off to get food for you. While they're gone, another goblin does his best to sidle up as close to you. He kind of hover hands. He kind of hover hands like, "Hey, baby."
I'm gonna side punch him.
That's not very nice.
Ew, you're disgusting.
Thank you very much. He's gonna smile at you, and he's got blackened teeth, and he's got a little bit of some kind of bug stuck in his teeth that he's been munching on.
I'm picturing Pumbaa here.
I know what you can do. You can go find a horse with that other goblin.
Horse.
I'm gonna pull out my sword and just be like, "Horse, where? Where's horse?"
As two people have said horse, the rest of the goblin parties around the bonfire like, horse, and they kind of start getting there's a frenzy kind of building up around the bonfire, and you hear some of the goblins start, or some of the more tougher goblins start kind of pushing each other a little bit. As this is going on, there's a big slam as you notice that Chief Gutwad is being brought out on his teeter chair by 4 goblins straining under the weight of this human-sized chair with a goblin sitting on it. Slorb is going in front of him. Make way for Chief. Chief Cutwad. He's so great. He's the best of us. There's no doubt about it. If you didn't notice, he has a chair. And they set the teeter chair down in the cordoned space near the bonfire. And he has brought a bucket full of whatever can be found in the swamp. Some reeds. He's brought a big bucket of the algae ale that the goblins make. And the festivities kind of begin. And the way the goblin festivities work among the Lip Toads, anybody being sent out on a quest has to prove themselves worthy of the quest. And this is done in the form of dares. So as you're all kind of mingling amongst the crowd, you hear a goblin yell out across the way to Barks. Barks!
Yes.
It's time to be proving yourself.
Yes, I would love to prove myself for Prince Buttwad. Wait, no, Buttwad.
I dare you to dance with Squealy Nord.
Okay, which one's Squealing Nord?
So as the challenge is made, all the other goblins go, "Roar."
I'm just picturing the scene in Toy Story with all the aliens. Ooh. Yeah, sorry.
So you know Squealy Nord to be a fearsome boar who lives in a muddy pit in the middle of the village. It's actually right next to the goblin baby cages where all the babies are kept. But in reality, Nord is a hyperactive pig. He's not a warthog or a boar. He escaped from a nearby farm, and the goblins have pinned him up. Now, he does only eat dead goblins, so you're not in any danger. But your particular challenge is to ride on Squealy Nord for 18 seconds. You take the dare.
Yep. Yes, I do. I'll take the dare.
So as they part, the goblins part like a sea to lead the way to the pen where the ferocious Squealy Nord is kept, and they start chanting, Nord, 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 as you get closer and closer to it. And some people start beating their shields made out of bark that they've ripped off of trees. And as you approach the pen, you see a large, pink, standard pig tied up to the edge of the pen, just snorting and rooting in the mud.
How important is this pig to the tribe?
Don't just kill it, Travis. You're not a murdered goblin.
I want to know what kind of trouble I would be looking at if I were to do things.
What
Generally,
kind of things, Travis?
work things.
Okay,
I just want to know.
Squealy Nord is highly revered.
Okay.
Squealy Nord is
Little Sebastian.
he's little Sebastian from Parks and Recreation.
Got it.
But on top of that, he's also the only form of mortuary services that the goblins have. So this is where dead goblins go to be reunited with the earth, we'll say.
Okay. Then I will take off my sheath, set the sword and my shield off to the side so I don't accidentally hurt the pig, and I'm going to just walk into the gate and approach the pig and just pet its head. Hi, big piggy, how are you?
He kind of snorts at you, and you kind of pull your arm back. Like, I mean, he does eat goblins. Like, you don't know that he won't eat a live goblin, you know? So I think you kind of pull your arm back a little bit. And there's a goblin who's kind of the caretaker of Squealy Nord, and he helps you up onto the goblin, or up onto Squealy Nord. There's a countdown from 5.
Is this how pigs dance? That guy's how I was supposed to dance with him.
3.
I'm just thinking that to
2,
myself.
And 1. And as they do that, somebody slaps him on his hindquarters, and the pig lets out a high-pitched squeal and he takes off running around the pen, trying to flip you off. I need from you an athletics or acrobatics check to see if you can stay on for this round.
Acrobatics is, oh my god, a 9? And oh my god, that's with a +5. So that was a 4 roll.
So with a 9, immediately, like, you're jerked back and you're holding on tight, and the pig starts kind of flailing, and you fall to the side of it. Like, the reins on it aren't very well tied, so you're like hanging on the side, and you kind of grab and you're able to pull yourself up back barely. You're able to hang on for a couple seconds, and it's time for second check. This time I want you to make a strength check for me.
5? God, that was a 3. Wow, my rolls today.
As you try and make a grab around its neck, your arms just do not meet around this giant sow's body.
This pig had a big neck.
Okay, that's not what I thought you said. So it kicks and it rears its back legs, and you go flying off it into the mud. You can give me a dex check to see if you're able to keep an arm held onto it.
That dirt feels good. Actually cool. 13.
Nice. With a 13, as you go flying off of it, you're able to grab it by the ear.
Yes.
And you're able to pull yourself back onto it. The Squealy Nord is doing what he got named after. He is squealing as loud as he can. And at this point, he's trying to, like, kind of bite you. Like, he's trying to, like, nip at your legs. I need you to give me a acrobatics check to see if you're able to avoid the nips.
Christ. It's a 6, but it was a crit 1.
Avoid the nips.
Timmy nips.
Dude,
So,
Trav.
with a critical 1, he's able to get a nip onto your leg. You take 1 point of damage as he takes a bite out of your leg. But you are able to hold on, and you just grab onto those ears as hard as you can. He has a little tuft of hair on the top of his head, and you bite down on the hairs to try and hold on as hard as you can. And as the rest of the goblins are watching and they're counting down, 3, 2, 1, the whole place goes into cheers as you have danced successfully with Squealy Nord. The whole place is applauding. Chief Gutwad says to you, as a reward for dancing with Squealy Nord, you get Potion Fire Breath.
Ooh.
And I will... You get 1 potion of Fire Breath.
Nice.
After drinking this potion, you can use a bonus action to exhale fire at a target within 30 feet of you. The target must make a DC 13 dexterity saving throw, taking 4d6 fire damage on a failed save.
Wow.
That's freaking huge.
Yeah.
We're level 1 characters, by the way, guys. We're level 1. I don't know if we mentioned that.
That's an insta kill right there.
So
I'm gonna elbow the goblin next to me and
That's why he was chosen for he's gonna be one of the heroes.
he's gonna look at you and say, "Aren't you one of the heroes?"
Well, yes, but I mean, my time will come.
Oh,
Overhearing that, I'm gonna be. He really wasn't all that good, okay? He almost fell off twice.
I would like to try and shake off the mud that I got all over me and hope that some of it hits her.
give me dexterity. Are you aiming to hit her? Like without throwing?
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe not intentionally
Give
throwing
me
it,
give me a dexterity roll.
20.
With a 20. As she's like, he wasn't very good. As you say that, you get a face full of mud. As Bark's just shaking it all off.
Barks, excuse me.
I'll pull out
I'm
a
not
little.
in your way. Why are you asking me to excuse me? Because I'm not in your way.
I'll pull out a little square of cloth that I have kind of tucked in and extend
And I'm
it
gonna
out.
like rip
And
it out of.
I'll drop
his
it
hand.
before you grab it. So yeah,
I'm
I'll
gonna
extend it
swap.
out and I see your hand coming. I'll let go of it.
I don't need your stupid cloth, and I'll pick up the coat I was and like wipe my face off. And I'm gonna like rage at that point.
This ends well. Oh my god.
This ends well.
All right. So, what do you look like in your enraged state?
My hands are like clutched, and they're to the side, and like a little kid, like oh, like that.
Okay. So as that's going on, there's some of those doting goblins. One of them's going to say, "You know, you're very beautiful when you're angry."
I'm gonna punch him,
Oh god.
like square in the nose.
I'm just imagining one of those cartoon punches that just go off to the side and go flying.
Roll a strength check for me.
Strength check. 9.
Oh, so don't you get more for that because you're raging? You get 2 plus.
Advantage.
You get advantage. So on a 17, yeah, as he says, you know, you're very beautiful when you're angry. You're just going to, just like Travis said, just like in a cartoon, just kapow without even looking. You can roll 1d4 for damage.
That's roll d4. 4.
So since you're in a rage state, that is 8 points of damage. You have broken this goblin's jaw.
Yes.
And he's gonna fall to the ground, just screaming. And as he's pulled away, he's gonna say, "Oh, I still love you."
I'm gonna be the one that kind of pulls him away and tends to him right away.
Okay.
Oh, it's okay. Why did
That stupid broken jaw doesn't make you look any better. Just get over yourself.
I don't respond like she's the nicest old lady. she's just gonna like set it back into place, and then just sit him up against like a stump somewhere.
So some of his buddies go to console him, and they're like, "Hey, that was a good try. Like, I think she likes you." Oh, you think?
I'm never gonna watch this jaw again.
So
You're a goblin. You wouldn't anyway.
So Gulp, as this is going on, the one goblin that was talking to you is going to say, "Hey, you have to do dare, man." He's going to say, "I dare you. You need a bag of bull slugs really quickly."
Of course, I love bull slugs. Easy. Except this dare. Where are these slugs?
So in your bravado,
Oh.
no goblins like black slugs.
Oh,
Or
damn
bull
it.
slugs. They are the pickled eggs of Goblin World. Okay, so there's something that is commonly found when it's time to drink, but nobody really touches them.
Oh.
They're in a basket somewhere. So as the announcement is made to the rest of the group, the crowd starts chanting slugs, 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 slugs.
Slugs. Hey, I'm part of the crowd too, damn it.
So bull slugs are black, wriggling slugs the size of sausages. Even among goblins, they're considered particularly foul-tasting. And because of the large amounts of slime that they exude, they're very difficult to chew. They bring out a covered wicker basket. You recognize it as one of your baskets.
Look at that basket. Be great.
It's a very ornate basket. It has a lid that has been tied on with some twine that you've made, so the lid actually can be lifted, and it still hangs onto the basket. It's exceptional work for goblins.
Nice.
You really put your brain into that one. Fitting for the basket for slugs. Of course, it's got to look nice.
Yeah.
So they bring out the wicker basket containing the slug bag. It's brought before you, along with a napkin made out of a leaf. You have 1 minute to eat an entire bag of bull slugs to win this dare. There are 5 slugs in the bag. To eat one, you have to make a Constitution save.
All right.
So as you're staring at these, when it says that they're sausage-sized, the summer the summer sausage that there's always out at Christmas time with like the really shitty cheese. Like everybody's dad got it as a gift from somebody. Yeah. Okay, it's like that. Like this thing is a tube of slug. You pick the first one up in your hand, and it immediately starts like oozing slime out of every pore of its body. It smells like belly button. You pinch your nose.
No, not for this one. I'm gonna try to go at it confident. Yeah.
All right. So as the crowd is chanting, slug,
standing tall,
slug. Tell me what you're doing.
So are all 5 laid out on?
They're all 5 in the slug bag inside the slug basket.
Yeah, I'm gonna just reach in, kind of looking at the crowd, kind of going, pull one out, and I'm just gonna throw it in and eat it as fast. Would it take multiple bites, or could I eat it in one?
You tell me how you want to try.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to gulp it down.
All right. Give me a Constitution. Give me a Constitution save, please.
All right, come on, Skull Splitter. That's 13.
Don't fuck me, go.
12 plus 1.
With a 13, you get about half to 2/3 of it in your mouth.
Oh my God.
It is more than you could possibly take.
Can I?
You can decide what to do.
Down at that point?
Kylie got it.
And just try to swallow what's in there.
You can. Yes, you can. You can bite down on it. You take a bite out of it. Give me another Constitution saving throw.
That's a 18.
With an 18, you're able to swallow the 2/3 that you have in your mouth. It starts spitting this like black liquid, and it's like collecting at like the corners of your mouth. The third you have left of it, you're able to throw it in as well.
Okay.
And you're able to swallow your first one.
See, I told you they're not that bad.
As you say that, your stomach starts churning.
Oh God.
The crowd is like, oh, this is a big fucking deal. This is some Fear Factor shit.
All right. This time I'm going in. I'm not gonna look at it, and I'm gonna try to do it in 2 bites.
Okay.
So half in, bite down, and then the second half immediately after that.
You close your eyes. You take a deep breath. Give me a Constitution.
I don't want to make eye contact with it.
Give me a Constitution save.
Oh shit! That's a 1. Plus 1, so 2. That's a 2, guys.
That third that you had bit off, it kind of comes back up a little bit, and
second breakfast.
You can. How do I want to do this?
Damn it.
You can give me another Constitution save. Let's see if you're able to keep it down.
That's an 18.
All right. You're able to swallow it back down, as well as the bites you have in your mouth from having bitten on it. So you're at 1.5 completed.
Oh, this is impossible.
In 3 rounds, you have 10 rounds.
All
so
right.
7 more rounds to go.
Second half.
Give me a save.
Second half of the second one. That's a 19 plus 1.
No problem.
Yeah.
You get that second steel to your gut. Swallow it down.
I got, like, my eyes are watering big time. My nostrils are kind of flaring out a little bit. They stink.
Next one.
Next one. This time I'm pinching my nose, like, reach it in, eyes closed, pinching nose. That's another 19 plus 1.
So as you pinch your nose, you failed to clean off the ooze that was on there, and now you've got like a bunch of it on your face. But you're able to kind of lift it up in the air and drop it in.
Just
you swallow this one in 1 bite. Right. I don't even know how you did it, but you got it down.
I'll put up a bit, 3 fingers up in the air, 3 down.
You're at what? 5 rounds left?
I think so.
5 rounds to do. 2 more.
All right, here it goes.
Number 4.
That's a 4.
Yeah, you pick up this next one, and you're just the thought of another one of these things entering into your mouth is no.
Do they have like the eye stalks that come out?
Yes,
so yeah, as I'm putting it in, the eye stalks like get fall and tickle the roof of my mouth. Just totally like. So yeah, it's I imagine I didn't even get it a bite down.
Okay, and the whole crowd is just on the edge of their seat. Like everybody's silent. Like this is the most amazing thing they've ever seen. Go ahead and give me another one. We're down to 4 rounds.
All right, that's a 19 total.
You turn it around ass end, and you're able to power it down so you don't have to worry about the little spindly things.
See, it helps if you start with the anus.
Tickle
have 3.
tickle it a little bit.
You have 3.
So yeah, I'm gonna eyes closed, nose pinched. Here it goes. Joe, that's another 19. No joke.
God damn, man.
I'm not kidding.
Your stomach is just, it is so full that, you know that feeling when you start getting, it's like the meat sweats? You have slug sweats going on right now. And you're able to swallow your 5th one, and as you do, there's a moment where, like, you have your head down and everybody's wondering, is he going to vomit? Is he going to vomit?
I come up, open the mouth, and like...
Everybody loses their goddamn mind. They go fucking nuts. They're screaming. You've done it.
What's the name of the drink, the pond swill? Is that out?
They don't really have a name for it, but it's just algae ale.
What? Water, algae, ale, something.
I'm asking the guy next to me that I've been kind of talking to.
Water. What?
Yeah, he'll hand you a cup full of the algae ale for you to polish this down with.
Yeah, and I'll take a big drink, kind of swish it around in my mouth a little bit.
Yeah.
Spit a little bit out, and then swallow whatever's left.
Kind of like with the pickled eggs, you find that with a little ale, it's actually not as bad as you thought it was going to be.
That's why I'm a hero. Why I'm a hero.
Number 1 hero. Chief Gutwad is going to say, for successfully passing the Bull Slug Challenge, you gain the Gorge of Gluttons.
What?
He's going to reach from somewhere behind his girthy body. You didn't even notice that he has a sword sheathed to him. He's going to unbuckle it and throw it to you. This is the Gorge of Gluttons. It is a dog slicer. It is a plus 1.
Plus 10 power sword.
It is, as in dogs, the scourge of the goblin community. This is a plus 1 magical short sword. It does 2d6 damage on a crit of 15 or higher to dog creatures.
All right.
Jeez.
So as this is all going on, Jaina,
This is gonna be the best one.
one of your star-crossed lovers is going to say, you know, I can nominate you for a dare. Do you want to do a dare? You have to do a dare.
I mean, I guess so.
And before you can even finish saying it, as you get, I guess, he's going to yell out, I dare you to play hide and get clubbed!
To what?
The rest of the crowd says, clubbed, 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 as they start chanting. This is the goblin version of hide and seek.
Oh.
The dare taker has to rush off into the marsh without any weapons and attempt to find a good hiding spot. The other goblins try and find him, and if they do, the finder is allowed to whack the hidden goblin with a club. Okay, so as the crowd starts chanting, club, 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 you look around. You need to pick off. What
do I see?
Everyone is staring at you, chanting club, club, club in front of you. Behind you is the gate out of the Licktoad village.
All right, I'll take off around the. Can everybody watch me, or the people who are catching me can't watch me?
There's walls around the village. Once you get out past the gate, they won't be able to see where you've hidden. I mean, they're goblins, but they're not cheats. Like they're going to honor the code.
The code of hide and seek.
Of hide or get clubbed. You know, this is a sacred tradition among goblins. So they're going to give you time to hide. Why don't you give me a stealth check to see how good of a job you do at hiding?
Sorry, my mouse is not wanting to cooperate.
If only you were rolling with Skull Splitter dice.
That's true.
I was not doing that. 18. Or
18.
So what I wanted, I guess I can't say after.
No.
It's fine.
No,
what I wanted to do was kind of hide, like, on the outside of the wall, and then when the people go by, I want to go back in and try to hide right behind the king. So, like, if they were to take a hit at me, they might hit him. Like, that's where I want to hide.
Yeah. So you hide right around the edge of the gate, and as they count to 50 or however high goblins can count, they come running out of the village with a bunch of branches and clubs that they have clearly they've been kind of, you know how wood gets kind of polished look if it's been used a whole bunch. These clubs are part of this like hide and get club game for like years and years and years. So these things have been polished from so many people having used them to smack other goblins in this ritual game. As they come running out, you hear a couple say, "Yeah, come on, let's get her. Yeah, got her." And they're gonna go running out. You are free to sneak.
Goblins, stupid boys.
As they come running out, you notice that there are 9 goblins who are searching for you. You make your way back into the village. You hide yourself behind Chief Gutwad's throne. Slorb is very upset by this, and he's like, "No, did you happen to see the ropes? You're not supposed to cross the ropes."
You're gonna give me away, and that's against the rules.
Listen, no, this is His Portliness's spot. You're not supposed to be here. I need to ask you to leave. And he's just going to continue pestering you as you're hiding behind Chief Gutwad.
Chief Gutwad, can I like shut him up so he doesn't give me away?
How would you like to do that?
Punch him.
You would like to punch the advisor to Chief Gutwad.
I mean, if Chief Gutwad tells me yes.
Chief Gutwad is really involved with the slug plate that he's currently enjoying a little too much.
I'm gonna deck him. Shut your mouth.
All right. Why don't you give me an attack roll?
It's just a roll, like D20.
Yeah,
is that what I'm doing?
Yeah, strength. Yeah.
Why? What? Oops. What am I doing wrong? I remembered it earlier.
Roll.
Slash roll.
/roll 1d20.
If only you had skull splitter dice.
11. Am I still raging? Probably not.
We've had quite a bit of time pass. So with an 11, you go to take a swing at him, and he just takes like one step back, and he gets to the in front of the king, or in front of Chief Gutwad, and he's going to continue chastising you from there. Like, did you really think that was going to work? Like, I wasn't born yesterday.
Chief Gutwad, he's ruining the game.
The chief's going to look down at you. He's going to belch, and then he's just going to go back to eating his slug plate. So as you're hiding, let's see here. I need to roll some perception checks.
Chat, he got 18, 20, 18, 11, 1, 4, 6, 10, 12.
So, all right, got to play the dice when they roll. So the goblins return, and they look kind of sad and dejected. Like, "Oh, man, we couldn't find her anywhere." The others are like, "Yeah, man, she is really good at hiding." and as this is going on, Slorb's going to be like, "Guys, she's over here." They're all going to raise their clubs up in the air and then take off running after you.
I'm going to scoot, like, insane, like, pretty much sitting on the king's, like, arm of his throne, so that if they miss me, they hit him.
Could I perchance grab a club and try and blend in with the crowd as if I was one of them playing along?
Absolutely.
I want to do that.
All right, so you grab your club and you take off running with the group, and I think you kind of like push the other goblins out of the way to be in the front of the line. Go ahead and make a strength roll for me, 1d20.
Fucking hell, 6.
With a 6, you go to take a swing at her head. You hit Chief Gutwad's throne. and the leg splinters slightly.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Buttwad. I'm sorry about your... Oh, sorry,
Na na na
Buttwad.
boo boo.
I'm so bad with your name.
The worst heroes.
Chief Gutwad is going to, at this point, be like, enough! No more of this. You not past there. You have bad luck. You get no prize.
Nobody found me. They came back and thought I was still hidden.
Slorb's going to say, the chief has made himself very clear. You get no prize. Thank you for playing.
I'm gonna punch him again.
All the goblins... Seriously?
Can I use my shield to block it?
So I need a dexterity check versus a strength check, please.
Dexterity is...
I'm making a strength
hell,
check.
a
Is that what
6.
you said?
It's a 6. Roll a strength check, Kyla, or Jaina.
Yes! Yes! With a 5.
To make this clear, Jaina rolled a 5 on her punch check. Barks rolled a 6 on. So as she goes to take a swing at Slorb, Barks is just gonna like calm as a cucumber, just like slide his shield into the way, and you punch his shield, and your hand kind of your hand kind of bounces back from it.
Excuse you? Actually, that was pretty good.
Crap. Well, I didn't want him to get hurt again. You broke that other guy's jaw, so I had to try and help him. I'm not all bad. I'm not all kill. I'm sometimes save.
Alright. Well, you want some ale?
I would love some. That sounds tasty.
Okay, go get it for us.
No.
I'm gonna ask somebody else too.
Yeah, one of the many goblins who are fawning over you is like, "Oh, you want ale? Be happy to get you ale." And they all kind of run away, trying to get as many cups of ale as they can to bring back to you. In the meantime, our final challenger, Crystal, the witch doctor. One of the little kids is like, Miss Crystal, would you like to do a dare?
No, Sonny, no.
I pick a good one for you. I dare you to go through the rusty earbiter.
And what is that?
The goblins all start chanting, rusty, rusty, rusty. The infamous rusty earbiter is a hollow coil of rusty wires, barrel hoops, bent swords, and thorny branches and
Send
vines.
the old lady through this?
It's kept behind the moot house when not in use. So named for the fact that it's claimed a number of goblin ears, which are still permanently stuck to the rusty earbiter. The rusty earbiter is both an object of fascination and fear for the Lictoads. This is often used as a proving grounds for the warriors of the Lictoad tribe. And today, you face down the rusty earbiter. So to get a vision of what this thing is, it is a bramble mess of sharp instruments. There is a entrance of sort that you can tell. Like there's an area where you can get inside it, and then you basically have to crawl your way through it, trying to avoid taking damage. So what I need from you.
So as like, Crystal, old grandma preps here, she's gonna hand her staff with, I envision like 2 skulls hanging off of it, to the kid that dared her, and she goes, "Well, you got to go big or go home, right?"
I know you can do this, Miss Crystal.
I will say Crystal's dexterous as fuck.
All right. So dexterous as fuck, Crystal. You get down on your hands and knees to find the way to get into the rusty earbiter. Once you're in there, you notice that what you thought was a pathway through kind of starts narrowing as it goes on, and you start looking for a way through. Why don't you give me a dexterity check to find out if you make any movement.
Don't F me, Skull Splitter.
You got it.
That's an 18.
So you're looking around, you're being very cerebral about this, You've seen many people do this over your many years as the matron of the goblins, and you find a pathway that you think might be a good way to get through this. You start crawling your way through nimbly and gingerly, being very careful not to get stuck to any of these, and definitely not lose any of your ears. Give me a... I think I want a... This is going to sound interesting. I want a sleight of hand check, because I want to see if you can maneuver these things without...
22!
Oh! Damn! With a 22, you start looking at how these are kind of interwoven, and, you know, the mad scientist goblin who created this thing has woven these together, and nobody's ever been able to figure out how to break this thing apart. You start kind of watching it, and you notice that there seems to be kind of like one piece, kind of like, you ever play that game where there's the marbles on top of the sticks, and there's like one stick that's holding everything together? It's like that, and you notice that there's like one piece that's bigger than all the others, and you think if you just kind of slide it to the side, this all might just collapse, and then you'll be out. So as you, with your sleight of hand of a 22, you're able to move that piece out, and the rusty earbiter just falls apart, and you're standing there amongst this pile of sharp objects. The goblins all are just aghast, like, this is insane.
Gulp will actually kick a few rocks on the ground, seeing her succeed with like so deftly. He's like, "Oh, just wanted to see her fail just a little bit."
I'm the goblin version of Yoda.
So they all start cheering. In fact, Chief Gutwad actually starts clapping. Then he burps, but he was clapping. He was very impressed. Chief Gutwad is going to say, "That most impressive dare I've ever seen."
She just bows her head and slowly, crippledly walks back over to grab her staff and just puts as much weight as possible on it.
The chief actually motions to Slorb, and Slorb comes close, and they converse for a second. And then Slorb climbs up onto the cheater chair, and that robe that was made from the beautiful fabrics, he actually takes it off and gives it to Slorb. Slorb stumbles his way down the chair and comes over to you and says, "Don't ask me why, but the chief says that you have earned this." And he holds out his hands, and he gives you a robe of useful items.
Oh, dude, those are the bomb.
So this robe has cloth patches of various shapes and colors covering it. While wearing the robe, you can use an action to rip off one of the patches, causing it to become the object or creature it represents. Once the last patch is removed, the robe becomes an ordinary garment. There are 4 patches left: a ladder, a lantern, a pit, and
A door.
4 potions of healing.
All mine. Tracy, you shouldn't have been all up in my shit. You ain't getting any of these potions of healing.
As the festivities go on. You called her Tracy.
I know.
As the festivities go on, night of partying is had. The bonfire slowly dies out and everybody goes to sleep. The next day you awaken, and Chief Gutwad is at the village gates, ready to send you on your journey. Slurp says, "The chief wishes you luck in your journeys. Remember, find the fireworks or don't come back. You can go now."
Yay, let's go kill. And find the boom booms.
And with that, we're going to take a 10-minute break. Sorry.
No, yeah.
In a second, we're going to get ready.
No, yeah, go. Let's do it.
All right, 10-minute break. We'll be back in 10 minutes, guys.
Yeah, I would say before we go, we do have Skull Splitter in the chat tonight, so their dice has helped me succeed most successfully. I would also say be sure to check out their Kickstarter. They still have going, and we got links down below for dice orders if you want. I mean, You can only roll this well with Skull
I mean,
dice.
the proof is in the pudding. Good lord.
Just
Yeah,
saying.
look at my rolls. My rolls have all been like single digits. They've
Yeah.
had almost 20s and high. I rolled every other time. It's clear proof.
Clearly, exactly.
Very scientific.
So
All right, well,
it
we-
is 11:14.
Yep.
Be back at 11:24.
Be back
Eastern
10
time.
minutes.
Official.
Yep. Are
All
we
right,
back?
Yeah, no, we're back.
Okay.
We're back.
Welcome back, everybody. If you haven't done so, please scroll up in the chat and see this clip of Travis. It's my favorite thing ever.
It'll be a good plug for Discord too. It's in our Discord and the Dungeons and DadBodDnd channel. You can see it there.
If you can't, I was gonna say, if you can't click on, things, be sure to go to Discord and you can click on it there. Timmy Nip says he can't click on it because he's on PS4. All right, well, let's do this. We're back. 3 minutes early, guys, gals.
All right. So the party sets off out of the village gates as the rest of the goblins wave goodbye to you. Jaina, your little entourage is trying to come with you, and the guards are keeping them from doing it. And you set off into the dark marshes. You have about a mile journey, which is no easy task for a goblin in a swamp. There are lots of places where there's deep waters or muddy terrain, and it's slow going. But eventually, you make your way to the spot on the map where there was a little crudely drawn ship. A two-masted ship lies mired in the mud of this clearing, its rigging thick with moss and decorated with lanterns and wind chimes made from goblin skulls and bones. There's a strange kind of whistling sound as the wind rolls through these chimes. Strange writing is faintly visible along the ship's prow, while the soggy, swampy yard that surrounds the wreck is encircled by a rickety wooden fence. A thin curl of smoke wafts up from the chimney that protrudes from an unusual box-like structure near the ship's bow. You find yourself standing outside the gate. And just to set the picture, this is a human sailing vessel. As I said earlier, that we are very inland. We're not near the coast. So the fact that there is a decades-old human sailing boat in the middle of the swamp is kind of puzzling. Did a storm throw it here? If it did, it must have been the storm of all storms. But nonetheless, there's a large wooden two-masted sailboat in the middle of the swamp. What would the party like to do?
I'm just going to stare up and say, what in the world is this?
Well, that's.
And I'm just going to be staring and unable to move, completely surprised by it.
Barks. That's called a ship.
A shit? A what?
Ship. Ship. Do I see anybody moving? Any inhabitants on the ship?
You're welcome to give me a perception check.
I would effing love that, Cotton. Sorry, I'm on the wrong. I'm using D&D Beyond today, and I was on the wrong screen. Still trying to figure it out. You want perception?
Yes, please.
That's a 10. A 10.
With a 10, you kind of give... As I said, there is the ship. In front of the ship is a yard, like a muddy kind of front, grassy, muddy area. And then there's a rickety fence around that. You kind of give a survey of everything. It's clearly lived in. You can see that there's actually some smoke curling up from a chimney stack that seems to be coming out of the ship and then running along one of the masts. Okay. It's a very tall, metal or mud. Actually, it's made out of mud chimney.
On the ship?
On the ship.
So does it look like the ship is permanently moored here?
This ship has been here for many years. It is covered in moss and vines.
Okay.
It is not moving.
Okay. But I don't see anybody other than the smoke.
Just some smoke coming out of the chimney.
And do we know this is the spot on the map that we were supposed to go to? Like that we're at?
The map that was in Scribbleface's house showed a ship like this, and it was circled with like firework explosions drawn on it. So, to the best of your knowledge, this is where you're supposed to be.
Well, maybe we should send in, and I'm going to point to Jaina, her first.
No, you're the one who did so well on your dare. You can go first.
No response.
Nose goes. You're going first then.
I would gladly go first.
Then go.
But I think Barks is more suited for this. I'll be right behind you, Barks.
Fine, I'll go first. I'm just gonna go grab my sword and my shield. Do we see a like an opening to walk in from where we're standing?
Say that one more time for me.
Do we see a clear opening into the ship from here? Okay.
Yeah, there does appear to be a gate. You can tell because you're standing in front of it.
Okay.
And it doesn't appear to be locked. It just appears to be like a rickety picket fence kind of thing. Crudely made fencing. But you can kind of pick it up and drag it and open it.
Then I will go through the door and start walking in.
Okay.
Come on.
I'm gonna be at the very back, just slowly.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm following behind Barks.
I guess I'll go in the middle.
Okay.
You guess.
So as our party
I
of
suppose.
as our party of adventurers starts to make their way into the yard, I guess would be the best word for it. As I said, it's very muddy, and it's almost kind of like an unnatural muddy. This is not just swamp. This has been trampled and walked over many countless times, to the point where it actually kind of looks like a livestock pen. You make your way about halfway in, and as you're walking through, you start sinking in the mud up to like your knees, and it becomes hard for all of you to traverse this land.
Should we go back? I can't move my feet.
I'm gonna look back and ask Crystal, how are you doing? Or at least look at her and see how she's managing with this, since she's older and weaker.
I would imagine not well.
Would you like me to try and carry you?
No, I'm fine.
Okay, I offered, and I'm just gonna try and trudge forward as slowly as possible, given how sticky this mud is.
How far do you think the mud goes?
The entire yard is mud.
And how far from like where it's solid ground to
200 feet? 200 feet from 200 feet from the gate to the front of the ship, where there's a gangplank that you can. We'll get to the description of the ship as we get kind of closer to it.
Is there any like? Oh, sorry.
Nope. Go ahead.
Is there any like broken pieces of wood from the shipwreck that are near us?
Not near you at this point. So I guess it's a good time to kind of describe the ship a little bit. This is you can tell underneath kind of the moss and the vines that have overgrown on this ship that this is a very ornate ship. There are lots of like, you can see kind of there are flashes of carvings and like inlays of precious metals. There is, coming off the front of the ship, a gangplank. The ship is kind of tilted slightly, and this gangplank that's coming off from the front of it is kind of down to where you could probably reach up and grab it to get onto the ship. But there's no actual wood anywhere close around you because you're only about 100 feet in.
Well, I say we just keep trying to trudge on.
So as you continue to slug on, you start hearing like a clop, clop kind of noise.
The horse.
Your boot stuck in mud.
And at first, you don't pay it any attention because you're just so used to hearing like the slurping noises of people's feet and of feet walking. And you slowly start to realize that this doesn't sound like any goblin feet you've ever heard. From around the corner of the ship comes a giant black and gray mottled horse. He looks at you in the yard. He lets out a terrible whinny, and he starts running towards you.
Barks, there's your horse.
Push. I gotta go kill. Gotta go. And I'm gonna try and just run, and then just, I don't know if it's loose enough for me to fall flat on my face or not, but I'd like to do something weird like that.
Actually, time to roll for initiative.
Yes.
Ooh.
So we don't have any tokens. I need to know what everybody rolled. And I'll do them in order. So hang on.
I have rolled
Okay, Barks. What did you roll?
15.
15. Okay. Gulp.
19. Skull splitter, baby.
Skull splitter, baby, all day long. All day.
All right. Where did my thing go? There it is. Jaina.
16.
And Crystal.
A tan. A fucking tan.
10.
Fucking Crystal. You know what whenever I hear that name, I think of the best friend on Roseanne. Crystal.
Oh, God.
Isn't it?
The dumb one.
I had an old...
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That was Tom Arnold's wife for a while in there.
No, that's a different lady.
It's Jackie.
Oh, was it?
Because I know who you're talking
It
about.
wasn't Jackie.
No.
Oh, Jackie is Roseanne's sister.
All right.
Okay,
Oh,
so
sorry.
all right, back to
Actually,
it. Stomp the horse. Rolled a 17.
stalled.
All right, there is no room for Roseanne talk in my Goblin game, so
We don't have that kind of time.
just shut it.
That's what I call a sticky situation.
All right, Gulp with a 19. You are first in the order. The horse is charging towards you. He is probably about 75 feet away at this point.
Ooh, that's not good. Oh man, I hate to do that. Yeah, I got a little sling tied to my wicker belt. Gonna undo it, put a little rock in, and I'm gonna try to sling a little pebble at him.
Okay.
So let's see. That's 15 to hit.
That does hit.
All right.
15.
That's 6 points of. I would imagine that's bludgeoning.
Makes sense to me. I'm gonna pull up my calculator.
Bludgeoning.
Pull out my trusty Microsoft Windows calculator. How much points was that?
6 points of bludgeoning as this little pebble comes zipping through the air and hits him right between the eyes.
All right.
It's a real David and Goliath story, you know?
All right. The horse, as you kind of whip that pebble from your sling, it does hit the horse kind of in its neck area, and the horse lets out a whinny in pain as it continues to charge towards you. Next in the order is the horse. He is going to take a dash action to get as close as possible. So just to make sure I understand the order, we've got Barks first.
Yep.
Then we have Gulp and Crystal, or Gulp and Jaina, and then Crystal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's coming at you from the side, and he is going to, since Gulp hit him with that pebble, the horse is going to run up and get right up next to Gulp. Gulp, you look up, and there's this massive horse chest right in front of you with these large legs and hoofs that are covered in mud that look unkept. The horse itself seems to have like some scarring around its eye. It looks malnourished, like it hasn't ate very well. And that's the end of its turn.
Oh, phew.
Jaina, you're up.
Uh-oh.
Can I jump on Gulp's shoulders and then try to jump on the back of the horse? Or onto the horse?
Yeah, you can give me an acrobatics check. I think the acrobatics check is going to be a disadvantage because you were doing that off of Gulp, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Without any kind of warning, he's not in any position to help. So you can give me an acrobatics check with disadvantage.
I mean...
Oh, you did already. I'm with a 9, you attempt to hop onto Gulp's back, and I think him not being prepared for it, he kind of flinches like this, not knowing what's there, and you fall into the mud. And that's the end of your turn.
Gulp, that wasn't very helpful,
Warn me next time.
All right, Barks, it is your turn.
So, this horse is pretty close to me, within melee range already, given his movement towards us, right?
I mean, I'm assuming you guys were all pretty close together.
I would imagine so.
Yeah, I would say you're
maybe
in melee
Crystal
range.
a little further. Okay, I am just going to take the sword, and I'm just going to try and stab it straight into the whatever part of the chest I can, right in front of me.
Okay.
The chesticle.
That's a 12.
A 12 does hit.
Oh my! Didn't see that coming.
Whoa! All right.
And it's 4 points of slashing damage. Right to the chest.
So as you take out your sword, is your sword? Is it a large? It's a
long sword.
Okay, so like a human short sword that you're
Yep.
holding and trying to wield, and you're able to, like, as you kind of stumble forward, you're able to point it out as you run it into him, and you're able to do 4 points of damage. Anything else?
No, that's good for now. Unless I can try and help Jaina up.
Yeah, you can use your
that.
movement to help Jaina out.
I want to try and help her up.
Okay, that's
Sorry,
fine.
that's my dogs.
All right, so after you are able to
Bark,
say
that was pretty good.
Why? Thank you. This horse is pretty big. I didn't want anybody to get trampled.
All right,
Why, I mean, you might just be the hero, Bark.
Well, was she?
There's that red face we've been looking for.
It only took 2 hours.
It happened.
It only took 2 hours, but it has happened officially for the evening.
Crystal, you're up.
I'm gonna kind of just start shaking my staff and mutter some words that y'all don't hear or understand.
What?
But I'm gonna cast Toll of the Dead.
Told the dead.
I will say I didn't roll my Skull Splitter dice. I clicked the button in roll 20. And Roll20's fighting back. They're fighting Skull Splitter right now.
It's a head-to-head.
It's a crit. It's a 23.
Natural 20.
Ouch.
And that does a lot of damage to
And
your
it's been
horse.
damage, so yeah, you do extra damage.
How, God damn it, you squashed
Nerfed
him. How would you like this to die?
I would just like to announce. Oh, sorry.
No, I want it to fall on Jaina. I want it to be like charging, and then it just, like, its head, like, it has the sound of the Toll of the Dead, and then it just, like, falls into the mud and slides into Jaina.
Can I use my shield to try and protect us? Because I assume I'm close enough to get hit by that too, so they helped her pick her up.
It's not your turn in order. You start kind of shaking your staff, and you kind of do a little like goblin dance, and you say some words. And as you say that, there's this large bell gong sound, and the horse's legs, it rears up like it's preparing to stomp down onto Gulp, and its back legs just give out from it as its heart kind of just seizes and explodes in its chest. The horse falls into the mud, and it rolls and bumps Jaina, and she falls onto her butt back into the mud.
Yeah. Win for the good guy. Oh, I'm sorry, dear. Are you okay? And I'm gonna go just give her the end of my staff to help her up.
I'm gonna like whack it out of the way and just get up.
Another character, you're getting whacked back, but not with Crystal. She's too nice.
All right, so you guys nuked my horse monster.
Level 1, baby.
Level
Nice.
1.
I have learned, and I will adapt, and I will evolve.
Oh no.
So you find yourself, you continue to trudge through the yard as you approach the ship. You now find yourself standing in front of the gangplank that is hanging off of the main deck, and it is low enough that you can reach up and grab it without too much of a jump. You can climb onto the ship that way, or you can explore.
I feel like you want us to explore.
I'm gonna climb into the ship.
I'm climbing up the ship.
Yep, ship is the place to be.
Okay, so I'll give you the description first, and then a vine-choked gangplank with a mossy handrail descends sharply from the ship's bow to the muddy ground below. One handrail seems to be encrusted with a large ball of dried mud. So, Barks, you said you're jumping up there?
Yep.
All right. No checks needed. You're able to jump and grab onto it. Being the fighter and warrior that you are, you have no trouble making your way up to the top of it. It is about 15 feet, the gangplank is. You're currently standing on the end of it. From here, you get a better look at what the upper deck of the ship looks like. The main deck of the shipwreck is cluttered with objects both natural and artificial. Thick swaths of leafy vines grow over the deck, and shiny green patches of algae and moss grow where the vines do not. The central cabin's roof has a wide edge, creating a canopied walkway along the ship's sides, a flight of steps up to the roof of the ship's main cabin, the entrance to which is blocked by a door decorated by a large number of rodent and bird skulls. A stovepipe chimney extends up from the ship's highest point above. What's everybody doing?
Excuse me, dear. Will you help me up here? And I'm gonna motion to Jaina.
By that you mean you're gonna help me up there, right?
Well, once I get up there, I'll help you.
No.
As you guys are doing that, you'll see my hand just come down.
Okay, and I'll take it.
The plank.
And
I'll
once Gulp's done, I'll hand my staff down.
So as Gulp, Barks, and Crystal get onto the gangplank, the weight of it pulls the vines taut that were kind of have grown around it. The large ball of dried mud becomes dislodged and it starts to fall to the ground.
On Jaina.
Jaina
kills her.
Jaina, you can give. You're the only one on the bottom. Would you like to do anything about the large ball of mud that's falling onto the ground?
Avoid it.
Okay. So as you're watching and looking up, you see the ball of dried mud fall off, and you'd make like just a very casual sidestep to the side, like just one step to the side, and it falls into the mud next to you. Nothing happens.
You can use that to step up.
I'll still hold
Yeah,
my
I'm
staff
gonna use
up.
it to step up.
as you step.
Oh, why would
onto
you
the
do
ball
it?
of
Why?
dry mud,
Clear trap.
it caves in a little bit, and you are suddenly aware of a buzzing and humming sound in the air. You have stepped onto a wasp's nest. I need everyone in the party to give me a Constitution save.
21.
17.
Skull splitter.
13.
You fucked me. Constitution, you said?
Yes.
6.
Okay, so
Crystal,
as
you're
the
dead.
wasps. Okay, so Jaina, Gulp, and Barks, you all pass. Let's see. Let me roll my damage. All right, so as the wasps begin to swarm around you, you're all able to kind of resist any kind of. You all kind of get stung, but this isn't the first time any of you have been stung by wasps. However, Crystal, you seem to be slightly allergic.
Oh, fuck.
You take 4 points of damage as your face begins to swell up a little slightly.
Oof.
The wasps kind of buzz around angrily around the gangplank. What is the party doing?
Can I want to cast Infestation to kind of my own set of wasps to kind of counteract and start attacking these wasps.
Okay.
So that I cause a cloud of like-minded wasps, kind of the same as what I see there, to appear, and they have to make a Constitution save or take some poison damage, but mostly just to kind of maybe flavor-wise to interact with them to kind of give us time to move up.
Yeah, I like it. So
plank.
as you introduce your swarm, the two wasp armies kind of start, clashing with each other, and the ball of motion and frenzy that is now kind of swirling underneath the gangplank starts to move away as the fight goes on among these two groups of wasps. And I think we're pretty clear of the wasps from now on.
Hurry up, get up, let's go. And I'll finish pulling Crystal up, and then with Crystal's staff in my hand, I'll put my hand down there as well to pull up. Jaina, right?
If you go, we go. I'm gonna pull a potion patch off and roll some hit points back, man.
The potion patch.
Okay. Yeah, so
is it
as
4 individual or is it 1 with 4?
you will end up with 4 potions right now.
Okay, I'll just put them all in
Okay.
my pack except the one.
So as you rip off an elbow that was like on the elbow, you rip off the patch, and as you do that, you place it on the ground, and 4 regular healing potions kind of materialize where that patch used to be.
And then I'm going to take one and chug it. That's
Okay.
2d4 plus 2.
2d4 plus 2.
Yeah, while you're doing that, I'll
7,
druid craft some mud and I'm gonna start like putting them on my bee stings, kind of like baking soda. Just kind of.
You really
Calm the
enjoy
swelling
that
down.
druid crafting.
I love it.
I mean, it went from the other campaign into here. That's cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be the.
I
the
enjoy it
thing.
too.
When Jaina dies, we'll create her some flowers. It's no big deal.
I'm gonna go ahead and jump up there with everybody.
Okay. So I'm imagining you guys are making your way off to the gangplank onto the main deck. So to get the picture, you are on towards the front of it. And I don't know my sailing terms. I don't know stern and aft and bow and port. So my apologies. So you're on the left-hand side of the boat. There is a door into the innards of the ship, and that seems to be where the chimney is coming from with the billowing smoke. There does appear to be a path up the rigging. 2 rickety wooden platforms, crow's nests, sit on the masts 10 feet above the ship's deck below, Each is linked by a pair of thick ropes, and additional ropes hang down from the platform on the sternmost mast to the deck. Attached to the bottom of each of the masts is a mangy dog.
Ooh,
Ooh, doggy.
I got the sword.
The dogs seem to be kind of barking at you, but they're not doing anything at the moment. They're just barking. What would you guys like to do?
How many dogs are there?
One dog chained to each mast.
One dog.
There's 2 masts.
That is correct.
We should probably kill these dogs. That's what they told us to do. That's
We got Gutwad told us to go kill them, so we gotta go kill them. He told us to kill everything we saw. So
I'm gonna
grab my sword and just run up and try and hit the one of them.
I'll unsheathe the dog slicer and head to the is there another one? Yeah, I'll head to the opposite one.
And I'm gonna run at him with my great axe.
All right. I will allow Gulp and Barks to have a surprise round, and then we will roll initiative.
Okay.
16.
So I get a +1 magical sword. So that's gonna be a +5 to hit. That's a 10 to hit.
And I had a 15 to hit.
All right. I keep wanting to call you Binks.
Thanks.
So Gulp, as you go to take your attack with the dog slicer, the dog is able to kind of nimbly avoid your swing.
Damn.
However, Barks, again with your long sword that's too heavy for you, I think you kind of get a running start, and then you kind of trip up, and you're able to fall forward, and you're able to find purchase with the dog. Go ahead and roll damage.
7 points.
All right, yeah. So you catch it kind of on its back, kind of front leg, and the dog lets out a scream, kind of a whelp. So let's go ahead and roll initiative. Crystal, you said you rolled a 16.
Yep.
Same.
Same
Gulp is a 16.
8.
Okay, Jaina is 6. Barks is 8.
Crystal, what's your dex modifier?
Tress.
You got me.
Dude, I told you she's dexterous AF, bro. She's got 17.
Ooh, mine's 16.
Okay.
You can just feel the girth of this dice betwixt my hands.
I know, I love it.
14. And tickle tooth.
I feel like there's some low-hanging fruit
Sorry,
for joke
sorry.
on that one, but
Oh, wait, no, 22.
Oh, Tickletooth. Tickletooth got 22.
Tickletooth rolled a 22.
What?
All right. So, with a 22, Tickletooth is the highest. That is the dog that is closest to Gulp. So, as you have taken the swipe with your sword, I think you step back to try and get out of its chain, out of its reach. The dog makes a lunge at you, and it pulls the chain taut. Let's see.
Is this to me?
Yes, so the dog is pulling the chain taut with an 18.
Ugh.
As the chain is pulled taut, the dog is able to break this ancient, decrepit chain.
Okay.
It lunges at you and takes a bite. That's
Oh.
a 15.
That just hits.
Ooh,
Damn.
that's a 14 damage. I hope you live.
I'm gonna die right now. Oh
That
shit.
is- as the dog takes a bite at you, it gets a hold of your arm, and it does 6 points of piercing damage. But it is your what? What?
I just see like the dog shaking the goblin.
It's like a shark with a human. He's trying to. Wow.
Gulp, you're up.
Do I have to do are we doing the strength save or no? That's fine. I
No, that's shut up. What are you?
Just shut up. I am going to yeah, same as I'm on, like try to get I have a wooden shield that's made of like 3 planks of bark that are woven together with some twine. I'm gonna try to slide that in between the dog and myself, and then take the dog slicer and just try to go around the shield and hit it that way
and not die.
Fart. That's a 13 to hit.
13 hits.
Oh, this thing crits on a 20 or on a 15, but can't do that. That's going to be 5 points of slashing damage.
Okay, so you're able to make purchase with Tickletooth. You kind of get in a slash across its rib cage. The dog lets out a scream. You do notice at this time too, taking the slash, the dog looks very emaciated, like it's not been fed properly. These dogs are ravenous and feral.
They're so cute. I don't want to attack them.
Crystal, it's your turn.
I totally don't want to attack them. I feel like Crystal would want to befriend them and give them some jerky or Werthers or what are those little strawberry candies with the jelly in the middle? I feel like
hard candies
or the root beer barrels.
I feel like old people have those. What do I want to do? I'll just cast
those wax bottles.
Bod Dnd.
On which one?
The one that's fighting Gulpy.
Yes,
okay.
please.
Tickletooth.
Yeah, Tickletooth. That's a 15 plus 3. That's an 18.
That definitely hits.
And it is damaged, correct?
It is damaged.
It's a 1d, a 12. That's a 9, baby.
All right.
Oh, fucking burn these things.
Woo! So, as the dog has bit Gulp, you again start shaking your stick and you do a little bit of a hop and dance and you say some words, and the dog just starts. You can tell that it's like its body is aging in front of you. It is looking really bad.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I want to move on the. So they're chained up, right? How long? Can I see how long that chain is?
Tickletooth broke it.
Tickletooth has broken his chain. The chain seems to be about 10 feet long.
I want to stand. So if it went mast, I want to stand on the far side of Tickletooth, opposite of Gulp.
Okay, so you flank completely around, and you're now standing behind Tickletooth, with Gulp on the other side. Turning to the other dog, Scab Tongue. This dog has a blue eye and a black eye, and it's, again, very emaciated. It is going to pull its chain taut, and it is going to try and break its chain. With a 12, it's not able to. It's just at the edge of its chain, biting and snapping at Barks. Speaking of Barks, it is your turn.
I'm just gonna take the move within range to hit him with the sword and just double-handed slash him with the sword.
Okay.
Which is the wrong sword. There we go. 23.
That definitely hits.
And 12 points of damage.
What? Woof!
With 12 points of damage, how would you like to kill this thing?
Oh god, it's a dog.
Yeah.
Yay, I get to kill something.
As humanely as possible?
No, I'm just gonna go right at its head or neck and just try and cut right through it.
Okay. So the dog makes one last attempt to break the chain, and as it gets to the edge of its chain, you're there to meet it with your sword, and you lop its head off.
Poor doggy. But I got to kill something. I get a little excited.
Scab Tongue has met his end. Anything else?
Did you have like a...
No. I think I'm good.
All right, Jaina, it's your turn.
I'm going to take a swing at that other dog with my great axe.
Okay, so you run up, and at this point we're Office Space style, smacking down the fax machine, and you take a stab with your axe. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
19!
At the 19, tell me how you want it to die.
I'm going to literally, step over the top of Gulp again and just, come down on top of its head.
Okay. So at this point, not being in the mud and Gulp being a little more about his wits, you're able to basically run up the back of him and jump off of his shoulder and come down on top of the dog, cutting it completely in half.
Oh,
Oh,
And with that, we're out of order.
Gross.
So
Gross.
far, so good.
that was a good kill there, Jada.
I know.
I know.
So let's go find this stuff and get out of here.
Hey, Crystal, you got any of those healing patches?
Yeah, I have one left.
Oh,
Hmm.
I'll hang behind.
I'll pull one out and hand it to her or to him.
Oof.
Sorry.
What is it? Is
It's
it
a
2d4?
2d4 plus 2.
That's a 4, 6. That heals me. I only have to roll 1.
Here's an idea for Skull Splitter. Make the little potion and little potion dice that go into it. So you just pop it and you roll your little potion dice. It's amazing. I've seen them somewhere.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
And I hate saying thank you, but I say it. So we have a doorway that leads into where the smoke is coming from.
Yep. So if you think about every pirate ship you've ever seen, there's like where the rigging and the wheel is, and then there's usually a door underneath that to go like into the bowels of the ship. There is one of those at the front of the ship, and then there is also some ropes and a chimney, the chimney that you could climb up the rigging if you wish to.
Oh, with smoke coming out of there, that's probably not a good idea. Do we knock on the front door?
I'm just gonna run up and knock on the door.
Little goblin.
Okay. So you run up to the door. As you do, you pass some of those wind chimes that seem to be made out of goblin bones and skulls. And you get up to the door, which has been decorated with bird and snake skulls and bones. And you knock on it. Nothing happens.
Nobody here, guys.
I'm gonna, from the back, cast Thaumaturgy and just swing the door open really fast.
So as you knock and barks as you turn around and say, nothing here, guys, the door just swings open and slams. What's your reaction?
My back will have been to the door, so I'm gonna turn around and be like, "What the fuck just happened?"
I think it wants us to go in.
I'm gonna take a step in.
All right. So as you enter,
Just one step in, not any further than one.
One step in. This room is a blood-splattered chamber of horror.
God.
Dead rodents, snakes, and birds have been variously nailed, tied, and hung around the walls into macabre scenes.
Do any look fresh? Rodents.
Do any of the rodents look fresh? We can do a perception check in a second. At the far end of the room, a large cauldron bubbles over an iron stove set against the aft wall, its stovepipe chimney extending up through the ceiling. A bloody burlap sack sits on the floor next to the stove. The center of the room contains a long, rickety table surrounded by chairs that contain several grisly decorations. A whole family of skeletal goblins. Their bones bleached white and bound together by reeds and twine.
This is a womb of death. I like it.
Is it just one room? Is there any other?
Yeah. So this appears to be what would have been the galley on the boat. There's places where there used to be an old stove and, lots of cabinets and stuff. And it is one room. There is a door, like a hatch, that will allow you to go deeper into the recesses of the ship.
Yeah, I'd like to do a perception check. Anything useful in the room, and then fresh rats.
Okay. Yeah, give me a perception check.
That's a 4.
Okay.
It's a 4.
So with a 4, you know, you're unable to tell how fresh any of these animals are. But you do get a chance to see that they've been placed into scenes. Like, whoever this is just takes these dead animals and tacks them up to the wall in various scenes. Like, maybe there's like a rat that is standing up with some birds bowing before it, or they've been dissected and split open and left there, like as like a presentation kind of thing. You do get an odd feeling about the bloody bag.
Yeah, I'm not gonna touch him.
When you say you, do they talk about specifically Crystal or all? Let's get that weird feeling about the bag.
I don't think you need a perception check to get a feeling that that there's something odd about it.
Okay. The fuck, I'll grab it. Let's see what this is all about.
Oh yeah.
You pick up the bloody bag, and as you do, you notice that there's a dead goblin inside. You notice that there's missing body parts, and you look around. You find that there's a small fire in the corner, and a pot is on the fire with an arm and a heart. If you go closer and investigate, as you kind of open the bag to look, you see the head of a goblin, and on the head of the goblin are scribbled letters crudely drawn into the skin. This appears to be who you know as Scribbleface.
Well, that's Scribbleface, and this is not pretty.
Yeah, I think you all kind of get the impression too that this is further proof that this is what happens when you write words down.
Yeah,
He had it coming.
I would say I'm not upset about it because, like, we all agreed that he should be banished. So it's like, well, mess with that stuff, and that's what happens.
But, I say we keep moving. There's that hatch over there. We gotta get these fireworks and get out of here.
I'm just gonna like toss the bag off to the side, and like, okay, and just walk out.
That's what you get.
Sleep with the fishes.
Heretic. He was a heretic.
All right. So are we opening up the hatch?
I was gonna knock on it like with the tip of my sword.
Why you
Make sure nobody's in there first.
Why are you knocking shit? It's open.
Okay. So you knock on it. You knock
I'm a
on it
fighter,
with
but
your
I'm a
sword,
careful fighter.
and it makes like a clangy kind of noise. As you do, you hear like a scuttling noise, like.
There's somebody in there. Who are you?
Bees.
After you.
Any response to my... Anybody in here? Okay.
No response.
I'm gonna try and open the door.
You pull on the ring, and the hatch opens.
Yeah, okay. And what do I see? Anything?
You poke your head down there. It's very covered in shadow. You're not able to see much. Nothing happens when you poke your head in there.
I'm gonna take a couple of steps in. It's dark. Be careful if you're following me.
We have dark
dark
vision.
vision,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
60
kids do.
feet.
So is anybody following? Is Barks going in by themselves?
No, I'm
No.
behind him.
Yeah.
And then I'll go behind.
Okay. So
I'm at the back.
You guys are all staying very close together. As you make your way down, you see in one corner a crudely made straw pile. There are bones of goblins and various other small creatures strewn about the place. There are some of what you're assuming are the stuff left by the crew of this ship. There's some human items that appear to be kind of decrepit. Some weapons and things of that sort. And you hear from the back of this room where you can't really see too well. You hear, "Oh, you should not have come to my lair." And as you do that, as you hear that, a ball of fire.
Oh no.
We're
A
all
ball
dead.
of fire flies towards who's in front? Barks.
Barks.
Barks. As the fireball heads towards you, it rolls 9 to hit.
My armor class is 15, so
Okay? So you're able to get your shield up in time. And with this, we're going to roll initiative.
That's 20.
22.
Crystal 20. Barks 22. Damn.
Nice. Barks has bite.
Barks has
see.
bite.
Yes, it does.
Dork.
Yeah, do there.
So lame. Dana has
That was perfect
17.
for us, though.
Don't take away my joke.
Who am I missing? Gulp?
I rolled a 15.
15. Okay, let me get the rest of my party in. My people in there.
My people.
My peoples.
Folks, D&D Beyond.
Just don't do it.
We got to do Skull Splitter. So figure it out.
Guys. Skull Splitter dice. Link down in the chat. Down below.
Lord
Code
Longtime.
DadBod.
Oh,
Code DadBod at checkout saves you 10%.
but I feel like I've been just rolling nat 20s all night. How did that happen?
I had one critical fail, but other than that, everything's been above.
I feel like that.
All right.
So good.
I feel like that guy on
So-
chat roulette that's always like this. And then he comes up and he's like washing dishes or whatever.
Spend a lot of time on chat roulette.
Sometimes.
All right.
Find your
With a
mom on there.
22. With a 22, Barks. It is your turn.
So did I get to see what this was that shot this at me, or do I just know that a fireball came my way?
A fireball seemed to come your way.
I'm going
have
to
Discovered anything yet?
move as far as, I guess, 30 feet towards whatever it was that shot the fireball, or at least the direction that the fireball came from. I'm going to move up to 30 feet that way.
Okay. So as you make your way into the room, and to get the picture, so you've opened up the hatch. This is more like the bottom level of the boat. It extends for most of the length of the boat, which is why you're having problems seeing. But as you come into you make your full 35 feet of movement, you see on the ceiling, skittering around, a goblin.
There's a goblin up there.
The
What are you doing
goblin.
up there?
The goblin seems to be about 25 feet away from you at this time. She has filed teeth that have been sharpened, and she is climbing on the ceiling.
Cool. You said she was how far away from me? About 20? Okay, my movement was 30 feet, not 35. So I want to make sure the math is right. How far away is she?
About 25, 30 feet. I'm not being precise.
Fair enough. Do I want to return fire with fire? Yes, I do. I'm going to use the potion of fire breath. Nice.
All right,
Activating the potion? Go ahead if you're whatever you're going to say.
Yeah, you can use a bonus action to exhale fire at a target. So your action is to drink it.
Mm-hmm.
Your bonus action is to exhale the fire.
Sounds good.
Target must make a DC 13 dex save. All right, so let me do a dex save.
Dexterity.
So why don't you describe for me what happens as you drink the potion?
I imagine that I will feel some warmth emanating from my belly, and I will have to, I guess it'll be like a burp, and out will come fire.
It's like when you drink hot Coke and you get that like really, really spicy burp. You belch out this flame of fire. Go ahead and roll your damage. So that
would
is
be the
46.
3, 6, 6, 5, so 20 points total.
All right. So as you belch out this flamey breath, damn, you rolled really. The other goblin is able to skid around the ceiling slightly out of the way. She does take half of that damage, and that's the end of your turn. Anything
Wahoo! Nope, that's good. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Why is Tickle 2 still new? Go the fuck away. All right, Crystal, you are up.
So where are the two goblins?
There, at this point, you've only seen one goblin. It appears to be about 50 to 55 feet in front, or as you come down the steps, 50, 55 feet towards, away from you. And she is skittering on the ceiling. She seems to be spider crawling.
So is there a way I could get within 30 feet of her? If I used all of my movement?
Your movement? How is your movement? It's 30 feet?
30, but yeah.
Yeah, you would probably get just to it.
Okay, so I'm going to go as far as I can. And then I'm going to cast Charm Person
Okay.
on the goblin.
You attempt to charm a humanoid you can see within range. You must make a wisdom saving throw and does so with advantage if you or your companions are fighting it. If it fails the saving throw, it is charmed by you until the spell ends or until you or your companions do anything harmful to it. The charmed creature regards you as a friendly acquaintance. When the spell ends, the creature knows it was charmed by you. What's your spell DC?
Not very high.
Higher than a 14?
Well, you have advantage too, so you're 20.
Oh, higher than a 20.
Yeah.
So as you step forward and you start doing your witch doctor-y stuff, do that voodoo that you do so well. Goblin kind of considers you for a second, kind of tilts her head almost like a dog would, and then she hisses at you.
Gross.
Anything else?
No.
That's it.
As
I'm gonna die.
as she hisses at you, she begins so this is where it gets a little weird with the reskinning stuff. She begins chanting to herself kind of under her breath, like in a feverish pace, like and she's breathing heavy, and she casts Conjure Animals. As she does this, a swarm of wasps emanates around you, Crystal. I need you to roll... No,
Wasps again?
It's a theme.
I see that. What you need? What you need? I got you.
As the wasps are swarming around you, you take 2 points of damage.
Oh, well, that's okay.
Okay?
And it's just like half my health. That's no big deal.
Okay, she's gonna skitter slightly back. So I would say where the party is currently standing, she's probably about 35 feet away. And she's on the ceiling. Jaina, it's your turn.
I'm going to run as far as I can. And I'm going to rage.
Did you become Russian all of a sudden?
I'm gonna rage. Yeah. I'm gonna rage. And I believe my great axe has a 10-foot radius, right?
Okay. So you had to run up to where the rest of the party's at, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that uses because Barks had used all of his movement to get to where he was currently standing. And she's about another 35 feet away from there.
I think I was with the party, wasn't I?
Yeah, but he moved 30 feet forward, and then she moved back from there. So she's like 65 feet away from where party started. Is how I interpret what Devin was saying.
Yeah, that'd be correct.
I think I'm gonna.
I'm gonna hiss like a cat.
I'm just gonna rage. I'm just gonna use double mute. No, I can't do that because then I'll lose the rage. I'm going to throw my javelin. Can I throw it even though I have a great axe, or is that considered?
Yeah, no, you can throw your javelin.
What?
I'm gonna throw one of them BGs. Oh, 20.
Nah.
With a 20, yeah. So as she's skittering around on the ceiling, you're able to run up and take a running start and throw the javelin. It does make purchase, and she take 8 points of damage.
+2 for raging.
+2, 10 points of damage. All right, Gulp, you're up.
Gulp. Gulp's gonna get out a sling again, put a little pebble in, swing it around, and hit this. Is it still on the ceiling?
Yes, she is.
Okay. All right, yeah, I'm gonna try to sling a little rock at him. That's a 10. No, that's a 12.
With a 12, it does not hit.
Okay, I'd like to use a bonus action and using my nimble escape that goblins have. I'd like to find something to hide behind and, get away from danger.
Sure. Do you need to give me a stealth check for that? I can't remember.
If you're trying to hide.
I think so. Yeah, I'm trying to hide. It's just as a bonus action I can do that.
Sure, go ahead and give me a stealth check.
That's a natural 20 +2.
Perf, man. You
Them
poop
skull
out.
splitter dice.
Got me on that one. Yeah, so I'm hiding behind anything, kind of saw that my sling missed and then I'm gonna go duck.
Okay.
And that's it.
As Vorka, the cannibal goblin, is skittering around on the ceiling, you hear this kind of patter, but it's heavier. Patter's too light of a word. It's a little bit of a thumping noise. From your right, a giant toad jumps its way out, and Vorka yells, "Yes, yes, get to my pretty! Oh, this is gonna be so much fun!" And Lord Longtongue, her prized pet giant toad, is going to take a bite at... We are going to do Crystal. That is a 14 to hit.
That hits.
Okay.
Crystal.
As Lord Longtongue snaps its tongue out to you, it grabs a hold of you and pulls you in close. You are now grappled by its tongue.
Hold me closer, tiny dancer.
And you take
Tony Dang.
4 points of piercing damage. Don't ask me why that's piercing. Be bludgeoning, I would think. But it's 4 points.
Are you down?
You're down.
I took 2. And then 4. I got one hit point left, baby.
Ooh, doggy. Bart,
Level 1, baby.
Bart, it is your turn.
Ooh, okay. So how far away is the toad from me?
Lord Longtongue is it's right in front of you because
Right in front of me. Okay.
It jumped right. Well, it's about 10 feet away from you because it did pull Crystal close to it.
Okay, then I will move up to it and just slash it with the wonderful longsword I have that is too heavy for my little tiny body for 19.
19 definitely hits.
That is 3 points of slashing damage. It's a little disappointing, but still better than 0.
Oh. God damn it. Don't pay any attention to that. Shit. I just shared exactly how many points. Actually, no, I didn't. That's what it rolled. So.
Yeah, that's not.
Pay no attention to that. Okay. Yeah, so as you bring your sword down on top of it, you are able to make some purchase and get a slash in on it, and it does take 3 points of damage. Anything else?
I was gonna say, nah, I'm good for right now. I think that'll leave me in a good spot.
All right, Crystal, it is your turn.
And so I'm grappled, you said?
You are grappled, yes. On a strength check to try and break it.
That is a 12. Whew.
With a critical fail, you are able to break free of Lord Longtongue's long tongue. That is your movement for the turn.
Okay.
You can now take an action.
Well, I'm going to swig a potion.
As a bonus, okay? 2d4 plus 2.
Yeah, that's 7. So back to full health, baby. Has Larper taken damage yet?
Yes, he has.
Okay. Well, I don't know if I want to do that. So what do we want to do here? I'm just gonna do Totally Dead, I think, on it.
Okay.
That's a 15.
15 is exactly what its AC is.
Woo!
Or I'm sorry, no. You're good. You're good. It hits.
Oof. 10 points of damage, please.
10 points of damage?
Dude, that thing does a 1d12 to damage.
Ooh, that is OP as fuck.
Yeah, dude. We talked about that in one of our podcasts.
Yep.
Totally
It's all or nothing, though.
Oh, yeah, it's 1d12, so it's either you roll really high or you roll really bad.
All right. So, again, its body becomes shriveled as it starts kind of feeling its life force just getting sucked out of it. It's looking pretty rough. Anything else?
No, I've used bonus movement and action, baby.
All right.
All the things.
So Vorka, seeing you casting a spell on Lord Longtongue and the damage that it's doing, no, that's my baby. You need to stay away from my baby. And it's going to cast Produce Flame.
Stop it.
That's a 19 to hit.
Yeah, my AC is 13.
Oh shit, Grizel!
Bye.
Bye.
So as the flame is produced from her hand, I think she probably stretches her hand out. So yeah, you take 8 points of damage as you fall to the ground.
Dead.
Dying, not dead. Jaina, it is your turn.
I'm going to. If I move, I'm still not close enough, right?
What are you? So you've got the frog, or the giant toad, and you've got Vorka. But she's on the ceiling. The ceilings are probably about 10 feet tall.
Is there anybody within 30 feet of me?
You're with the party, so the party's all relatively close to you. You could run forward to Vorka, and you could probably reach her with your sword because she's on the ceiling and it's 10 feet. Or you could. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So as you describe it for me.
I'm gonna run up to her. And I'm really kind of sick of this already. This isn't really as fun as I thought it was going to be. So if you could just die, that would be great. And I'm going to swing my great axe. Oops, I didn't mean to do it the second time. It was 14.
Okay. 14 does hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
4 plus 2, so 6.
All right. So with 6 points of damage, Vorka lets out a scream. She's looking a little rough there. She's had better days. Anything else?
Could we just like kill her now, guys?
Yes, I like the idea of kill. Let's kill.
And I'm just going to stand there.
Okay. All right, Gulp, it is your turn.
Yeah, Gulp. So the toad's looking pretty bad.
The toad is looking very bad.
Alright, he's gonna come out of hiding. He is done with that shit. And he's gonna unsheath his scimitar and he's gonna come up and just try to take a hack at the back of this toad.
Okay, go ahead.
That's a 22 to hit.
It's a natural 20?
No, it was an 18 plus 4.
And are you okay? All right, go ahead and roll your damage. That definitely.
And
is.
that's 4 slashing damage as my scimitar comes down on me.
As you bring your scimitar down on top of Lord Longtongue, the blade just slips in behind its head and down into its expanding, ribbiting throat. Lord Longtongue has.
Oh, okay,
died.
good. And then I'm going to use the rest of my movement to get next to Crystal.
Okay.
And
Yay, we got it.
All right.
Good job, Gulp.
Barks, it is your turn.
So, how high up is the ceiling? Like
About
how-
10 feet.
About 10 feet.
Yeah, normal human ceiling.
I got no good way to attack her then. Could I move underneath her and try and at least toss the sword up?
Yeah. So I think that this would be a dexterity check.
Okay. Dexterity check. 12.
You throw your sword, and the pommel of it hits the ceiling next to her, but it does not hit, and it then comes down blade first into the ground, just barely missing Jaina. It's now stuck in the ground. You'll have to retrieve it.
I'm gonna go do that next turn.
Barks, like, you've done pretty well, but maybe you should do better next time.
Crystal, you're up.
I'm just not even gonna respond to her.
Death save, death save.
It's an 11. It's one
That is one
success.
success. All right, it's Vorka's turn. Vorka, seeing the death of Lord Longtongue, is going to scream out and take a produce flame shot at Gulp. 14 to hit.
That misses. I got my shield as I'm kind of over Crystal. I got my shield there.
All right.
Able to push that away.
All right. Jaina, your turn.
I'm going to take another swing with my great axe. Barks, this is how you do it. Oh, God.
Yes.
You absolutely whiff airball bad.
Wow, yeah, that was a pretty good impression of me. Good job.
That's what I was meaning to do, so I just wanted to look like you.
Well, you did a good job. I appreciate it. Thank you for showing me how I looked. I will do better next time.
That's right. Do better. That's what I meant.
Sure.
Gulp, it is your turn.
So Gulp is going to cast good. This is for you, Willow. I'm going to cast good berry. And let me see here. I pull out of one little. I got like a little woven pouch. Pull out some mistletoe and I kind of mush them up in my hands, and out come 10 good berries. And if you'll let me do it as a bonus action, I'll feed one to Crystal. If not, I'll wait until my next turn.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let you do it.
All right, so I'll take one good berry and just kind of like smush it on the tongue of Crystal and kind of move her jaw up and down and have her chew it a little bit.
Yeah,
Massage her throat, kind of work it down.
Her old lady lips are really dry, and they've got that white shit at the corners of her mouth as you're like moving her jaw up and down. But as the juice of the good berry makes its way into the back of your throat, you feel light return to your body, and your eyes open, and Gulp is standing over top of you.
Yeah. Back in. I'll kind of give her a little pat on the cheek. And that's it for me.
All right, Barks, you're up.
I'm going to run over to my sword and try and grab it out of the ground.
Yeah, it takes your whole movement, but you're able to grab your sword.
Okay. And that's going to be it for me. I'm good.
Okay. Crystal, you are up.
I'm gonna cast Witch Bolt, which don't fucking
You're welcome
hit.
to try it. It's not going to work.
Witch miss.
So,
Even if I did it, wow.
So with a 7, your witch bolt that goes flying, it just doesn't seem to do anything to her.
And I'm gonna bonus action drink my last potion.
Okay, drink that potion.
I'm out of potions, everybody. I used 3.
It's okay. I have 9 good berries left.
Oh, good. We're good.
I can revive you 9 times.
God damn it. Sorry.
All right.
Okay, Charles.
It's Vorka's turn. Vorka, seeing Barks with his back exposed, is going to produce flame with an 8.
Nope. Does not.
Okay. The flame
Vorka.
just doesn't make any purchase. Jaina, your
I'm
turn.
gonna try again.
Do it.
This is
That's
how
how
you
you do
really
it this
do it.
time.
21.
Yeah, this is how
Must
you
roll
really do
your
it.
damage.
I'm gonna go ahead and roll my damage. 11 plus 2, so like 13.
How would
I was
you
on-
like Vorka to die?
I totally would like to like. Can I add a little flavor to it?
Absolutely.
I would like to knock her off of the ceiling with the great axe, and then I want to headbutt her.
All right, so you almost use your great axe like a fly swatter, and you're able to smack her with the broadside of the axe, and she loses her concentration for a minute, and her spider climb fails. As she's falling to the ground, you catch her by the shirt in one swift action, and bring her in and smash her head into yours. When your vision unblurs from the contact of your heads meeting, you notice that there is an indentation in her skull where yours met hers, and she is dead.
Girlfriend, you just like aren't even as good as me.
Good job, Jaina. Good job. We killed her.
I know.
Take the compliment.
So we're going to fast track this for just a minute. You guys kind of look around the ship. You find some treasures. You find a giant pearl. You find
The Black Pearl.
you find a potion of giant strength, which doesn't help you now. But the important thing, you find a red chest.
Oh,
When you open the red chest, it is filled with fireworks.
that's it.
There are-
That's
there
the
are-
one.
There are 20 Cormian candles, there are 15 paper candles, and there are 35 skyrockets.
What?
This is exactly what the Lick Toads need to give those red spring fucks exactly what they deserve.
We did it. We freaking did it.
Well, I mean, yeah, we.
Mostly me.
Excuse me,
Hey,
I
Gary.
killed her.
I killed the toad. I brought Crystal back.
Nobody wanted you to bring Crystal back.
That is true. We're kind
Crystal might disagree.
over her.
You grab the chest and you are able to drag it back to your village.
I'm gonna
Where
hold
you-
my breath the whole way.
You are met by all of your goblin friends, and they are all cheering and celebrating. And for the first time ever, you see the door to the moot hut open, and Chief Gutwad is walking. He apparently was caught very off guard by this. He comes stumbling out of the moot hut. Slorb is running after him, trying to get him to stop. And he sees that you've made it. And he runs up to all of you and he says, "This is surprising. Did not expecting you to be coming back. Well,
You told
We
us
are
to
the
kill, we
heroes.
killed.
Why did you send us if you weren't expecting us to come back?
I mean, because I want fire booms."
Rude.
We got fire booms. This whole chest is full of fire booms.
You got fire booms. That's
Many.
wonderful.
many fire booms.
Let me see. He's going to open it up, and he's going to grab 3 or 4 of them and start lighting them off.
Maybe save them? I don't know.
They're so exciting! And so as fireworks are going off above you, as the chief just can't resist lighting them and shooting them, we'll fade out on the Licktoad tribe of the Goblin Marshes of Cormyr.
Saviors. We are
Fucking did it!
Devin, I absolutely adore your goblin one-shots. They are so much fun.
This is not home written. I'm glad you all enjoyed it. As I said at the beginning, this is a reskin of a Pathfinder module that can be found on Paizo's website for free. So not the easiest. Easier than I thought it was going to be to make it work in 5e. There's just, you got to understand the different terminologies and kind of roll with the punches. But glad you all enjoyed it.
Oh yeah,
Happy to put it on for you.
I was so
was
mad
good.
though because my potion of fire breath gave me multiple uses and I didn't realize it.
Oopsies!
Gotta
Me too.
read those instructions, man.
Oh, I know. I'm mad at myself, not anybody else, obviously.
Oh,
Okay, we can-
level 1, guys. Oh my god. It's
It's a
9
nice
hit points.
It's a nice preview for what we're getting into next week in
Yeah.
Waterdeep. That's
Frankly,
gonna be rough.
I didn't feel that hindered because there was so little I could do with Victon because I had no attack from any range. So I didn't really feel too disadvantaged this time, which is kind of nice. But I'm so ready for next week. Try a whole new thing.
Yeah. So thank you everyone for joining us tonight. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as we did. Thank you for Skull Splitter Dice for
Yeah.
number 1 hanging out in chat. That was really awesome.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
Unexpected and awesome. Again, if you want some good dice, go check them out. They're great people, good company. They got a Kickstarter going now for some awesome dice sets that have matching modules that go with them, which I think is really fucking cool.
So I will say, being one of the early backers, they sent out a preview email of one of the modules. It's pretty awesome. Like reading through it, I'm
Nice.
excited. I'm gonna run one for you guys. So be ready.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. See, now I want the dice just to play in that one shot, just to have the matching dice for it. But thank you again to Skull Splitter Dice. Go check them out. Go buy some dice. We'll be here next Thursday and Friday, like we always are. Thursday's podcast, Friday, episode 1 of Waterdeep. This has been something that's been in the works and planning stage for us since September.
Yeah, long time.
We're really really trying to, again, with 2019 being the year of professional and slick, we are really trying to make this a big jump for us as far as how good our game is. Check us out on our Discord, check us out all the other places we're at, and we will enjoy your week. Enjoy your week, guys.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.